All right, so I'll let you guys, get the startup screen on there for a minute. Sorry we're running late. I apologize for that. I had to deal with some stuff. We were just talking about that stuff. So that's what the show's about. Hey, can you log in and change the whatchamacallit, the description and the title and the date and stuff?
Probably do that. Yeah. Here I go. I'm going in there right now.
Yeah, we're not gonna keep this too long. One, we're running late, and two, we've been busy this week. More of an inconvenience, to say the least. We'll go ahead and transition over now, so you can see what's going on over here. Oh, what the world is in the way? I knew it was gonna happen. I was just messing with you guys.
It's good.
What the?
It's the 6th.
Oh, is that what that was? Oh no, that was that this? I'm trying to look. What was that? I don't know what that was. Anyways, there we go. Let's light it up in here. How y'all doing, folks?
What's going on, people?
NAS Aero Systems in the house, along with Sil.
What's up?
We're back again. Paper Aircraft Weekly.
A little on the late side.
We're on the late side this week. I was helping a friend, like what I was talking to Dave about. I was helping a friend with some issues. So I was helping him work through some stuff.
Me too.
But yeah. So one thing, since we're just talking about stuff tonight, we just gonna talk about stuff. One thing you got to realize in life is there ain't nothing worth arguing about. There ain't nothing in life worth arguing about. If you're arguing over it, it probably ain't worth it.
It's like, seriously, just fly the damn planes. I mean,
I don't know what you complain. Why would you stop yelling at me about that?
Just all you gotta do.
Would you stop yelling at me about? See, we're gonna have an argument right here about you telling me to fly these stinking planes.
Right now.
The reason why we just talking about stuff.
Stop right now, David.
The reason why we're talking about stuff is my weather has been abnormally rainy all week. It's been raining off and on all week, multiple times a day. And it's not just a little sprinkle. We've had record rainfall for the entire month of November already, and it's only the November 6th.
Okay, we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of this, too, because didn't he say, I need to check out these plastic planes. I need to check out this plastic paper or, like, waterproof paper that Robin brought up to us.
Okay, but I ain't buying that yet. I ain't buying that yet. See, the government has not come through with the budget for this year. The money's just floating out in Cyberbank somewhere. It ain't transferred into the account. Really how in the world am I supposed to buy supplies and build planes and everything else when my money's just floating out in Cyberbank somewhere and it ain't in my account? The federal government needs to release the funds into the bank.
To be fair, you probably do have material to build aircraft. Just basic aircraft, nothing like what we were talking about.
Well, of course, we're talking about, 2018 money.
Oh,
2018 supplies. We're running on pennies. And I ain't talking about JC.
And this is why argument's just not worth it.
So, like I was saying, like it's really not worth it to sit there and complain, and even responding back with an attitude because somebody asked you to do something is not worth it.
What are you talking about? Just fly the damn plane.
See, he's getting all butthurt over there. And my response to that is
no. We are not using internet words. We are talking. We are not typing. Stop it. What did he say? Did I smell fish?
What I'm saying is he's getting all upset over me not being able to fly when he can't even fly himself. He can't even fly. Ask him how his weather is.
Yes, I can. Did you see the first video? What's the first video? What was the first video? Me diving javelin into the snowbank.
Hey,
Can I go out there? I can go out there. I can fly.
I'm gonna move that out of the way. I promise people, I didn't cover him up on purpose. That's just what it is. No, I got to bring up the daggone
refrigerator door.
Oh, go right here. I didn't even realize it. I gotta mute that so I can see it. But yeah, I don't even know. Oh, he is here. How about that?
Yeah, he's here. What do you think? I was just calling him out. Robert should be here.
He probably is.
Somebody else was floating around too. I saw. It was like earlier.
Oh well, you know.
I gotta get my.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It ain't really worth it.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
But ask him how his weather is over there. Ask him why he ain't flying.
Who?
You. Use.
No.
Use Jews.
I am flying. I can fly in a building. What can you do?
I can fly in the room.
Who's Mr. Get a plastic plane? You ain't gotta get the plastic weatherproof paper we was looking at in links. What you could do is just get those sheet protectors, which I'm sure are probably around. Even if you had like something.
Okay, I got those from last year's supplies. The problem is I ain't got the body, the frames, the bolts and the nuts to build them.
That could be a problem. Okay, bolts and nuts.
My bolts and nuts ain't working. I ran out.
It's true. In case people hadn't noticed, lately in our latest shows, you haven't heard the construction in the background. It's the NAS factory back over there. So
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a lot going on over here. I'm still trying to get the daggone thing to hang up the line. I've got half of it. I can't find the stinking 3M like dual lock Velcro other than like $10-15 from the store. Man, I ain't buying that from the store.
Does Command, Mr. Hammer, do no harm? Does he have like anything that does stuff like that? Or?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Command, they do, because it's still made by 3M.
Yeah.
It's just basically like dual lock. Let me see if I can bring it up.
You might be like, you just might have to get yourself a couple hooks, You might literally.
No, I have that. I have all that. I just need
you got all that. Okay.
Yeah. I gotta spell it correctly. Dual lock Velcro. So.
Dual lock Velcro?
Yeah, so.
Like on both sides?
Yeah, it's cleared, so.
Okay.
So. We use it at work all the time.
Hey, when the hell did it stop being Velcro and decide to be called hook and loop anyway? I'm calling it Velcro because seriously, I understand that's probably like a Kleenex versus tissue thing, being the fact that Kleenex is a brand and blah blah blah. But
right. So
seriously, I'm saying Velcro because hook and loop just takes too much effort.
Right, Velcro is the brand. Hook and loop is the actual technology.
Okay, so it's Velcro.
Yeah.
And it's Martian. It's like aliens. Aliens came up with that stuff.
So, let me pull up the images, and I'm going to pull it up over here so you can see it. But, yeah. This stuff right here.
Oh, yeah, that stuff. Yeah.
See, okay. It's called 3M Dual Lock.
Yeah, because 3M makes everything adhesive.
Of course. But what it is it's just this, and it's sticky on, one side of it, and it's got the interlock little plastic tips.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can. So you can see that the little plastic grooves and stuff, and it clamps together. This stuff can hold. What's the weight on this? Does it say?
It resists heat up to 200 degrees.
It says 5 ounces, but that's how much this actually weighs.
That's how much that weighs, yeah.
This isn't saying how much it can hold. but it's usually about 10 pounds per little strip of that. And believe me, it locks down, and when it locks down, it is solid.
And maybe I'll use
So
that. You know, that'd be a hell of a way to close your paper airplane up. You know, like if you put one on the inside of one. You know, like,
yeah, if it could handle the weight. Now they do have this kind. Let me pull this up. They do have this kind. See that?
Oh, the dots.
The little dots where they're.
They call them coins.
Yeah.
Yeah, we knew you did. What happened? Were you just not available, or? I was wondering where you were at the last show.
Yeah, we were kind of lonely. Kind of lonely. Oh, so lonely.
Just when I like I said, I got all proud of myself for getting all the sheets updated. Everybody's all happy and hunky dory and stuff like that. And oh, speaking of which, talking about stuff. You made me think about something when you were putting up some of yours there, and you have like on the roll sheet and on the other sheet, and you got these planes and like you call them multi-roll, and then you got like one roll, 5 planes, blah blah blah. And I've always tried to avoid having planes that were like, you know, just called multi-roll fighters, because these are common occurrences in the real world. I've never tried to do that, but you know, it strikes me as like I could probably slot my birds in a lot quicker if I called some of them that. You know, like Diamante here, for example. I haven't really decided what it's going to do. Well, if I'd just gone ahead and started out saying like, okay, it's a multi-roll, which it can be, of course, you know, because it
can do short and medium, probably, correct?
Right, yeah, and it flies in different ways. It's got a pretty high loiter time, and
does it stunt?
Can circle a little bit, yes, little stunt, a lot of glide, little stunt. So, you know, I mean, that's a perfect example of it. So, I mean, you're right. I could probably just bite the bullet and stop saying, okay, I got to make a plane a roll, and say, screw it, it's a multi-roll plane. That way I can start slotting them in before they're actually in position. So,
yeah,
that's a big change. That's a big change for me, because I've never done that. I have never done that before.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I could probably do that with a few of mine, like Ninja and Firecat. I just haven't. One, I gotta get my button gear, but two, my thing is I gotta get that line up so I can assess the damage and be able to preserve what I have.
Right.
Once I get that up, then I can start focusing on, okay, which ones do I, what planes, what designs do I have that I want to work with? What is going to be active? And then what roles do they fill? Because I need to go back and read. I mean, I've done it like every couple of years. I revamp everything. Or at least I say I'm going to do.
And look at that. Oh, he's doing it too. Scrapping mini aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah, because I gotta go through and get rid of the ones that are so damaged that I'm not gonna keep and retire. I just gotta get rid of them. I gotta burn them, and I gotta do what I gotta do.
Right.
It's
like I've officially done that with like I mentioned before. I did that with the Banshees. You know, Type 1, Type 2 are gone, but by the same token, they haven't really I haven't taken the pictures and posted them up there or done a video because I was going to. So I got to get out there and do that myself. They're still available. They're just not, you know, they're not really functional.
Right. So, I mean, that's just one thing that, you know, that I got to work on.
And you're right, because if you have the lineup and it's so much easier. Like if you have them out, like he's talking about having static planes, you'll be able to look at them, see their numbers, see their codes or whatever, and it's like, okay, this one's this, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
If you get those, it even helps you get those little Post-it strips. I mean, you don't have to, but it could, like if they're hanging up and you just like, okay, the green one here is one that can't fly, and stick it on it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just a way. Don't have to, but it is an idea.
Yeah. I mean, I'm planning on getting to that point where, like, I'm gonna, cause see, the whole time I've been in, I've never put fin codes on them. That's just one thing that
you barely have, haven't you? Have you guys been doing that? Any of you guys been out there like Oh, you've been out there. I know. Like, I mean, all of us here have been doing that. You really haven't, have you? You haven't had much.
I've never really done that. I did that with my earlier ones, um,
Which was
not
easy
even
back
all of
then
them. I
too.
only did it with some of them, but I never really put them at a particular base. The individual plane itself. I mean, yes, the type of plane has been stationed many places. Yes, the dating codes
Oh, most importantly,
and the
yeah,
production
those
numbers.
have
Yep,
to go on.
yep. So those are see, he's in the same boat I am. Not basing. I have my date, I have my production, but I don't have the base on them.
But see, he, on the other
I do
hand,
have it on
he's got.
yours.
Well, no, what I mean though is like for him, it's not so bad because all of his belong to the one base. He's never altered it. He's only got the one, even though we keep trying to pressure him to do two. All of him have going to have one code. Whereas us, we've got the problems because we got to put the like this one right here. I got to put FH on here, but I can't do that on this. Well, needless to say, Diamond hasn't been allocated yet. You know, it doesn't know where it goes. But Banshee here, I mean, I cannot put the same code on this one as this one. I don't think there's a single Banshee base where a Javelin is. Different style plane, different role.
Correct.
So
Correct. Yeah, because that's the way we've done ours for the longest time. You know, we've had our attack, our strike, our defense, whatever you want to call them. Different bases provide different different support, and
and
so
I'm
so
I'm doing that as we speak.
for example, if I've got Thunderbolt, you know, shoot, well, I can probably do this right now. Um,
That's why I made you
I
that sheet because like OAE for you and anybody else like in there, like a
I
couple
can
of
bring
us
this up right
like
meow.
KIA, Pharaoh, Edco, all of them only got a couple bases. It's a little bit easier for you guys. Obviously, it's for us that have a massive bunch that make it cooler, but also
Um,
make it a little bit harder to go through and do them. So, like, I mean, this one I just coded. I put this one in FH, which is Fort
that's not what I
Huachuca there
wanted.
in
That's not
Arizona.
what
It's going to be at 184th Wing. See, I know that. But again, it's like even another Javelin. I'm probably not going to code with that because it's going to go to a different base. I like doing that. I think that's cool. I think it's, in pictures it makes it cooler because you see it, different planes from different bases. I mean, yes, granted, okay,
is
in
it this one?
reality, we don't have them there. I'm not going there. I'm not putting them there. I would hate to have to go there. I mean, in some cases I would do, but
Yeah. So I'll share this one for example.
Well, if you want, wait, OAE, if you want to be, I mean, like the map edit sheet, it's kind of like what me and Mark were talking about last week. It's like you don't necessarily, I suppose, have to be able to edit it. Well, I mean, okay, I'm sorry, the map edit, yeah, you guys should because you know it better and you know where you want your boundaries to be. I've given everybody boundaries and I just based it loosely on the positioning you guys have talked about. Mark, you should be able to edit the sheet, or the maps, excuse me, the maps. I got it. Yeah, I'll make it available to you. I'm sorry you haven't been able to do that. So you could adjust it as you want.
So
You have a second base on. You do have a second base on. You talking about the reserve one? Or are you talking about Did you do an active duty one again?
so I'm gonna transition over here to this sheet. And this is just a small example, because this
This is what
doesn't have
we have to
even the
deal
newest
with.
stuff on it.
This is what
Um,
we have to deal with.
um, for example, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit on this.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys can how well you guys can see that. There we go. So it's not gonna be perfect for you guys. I'll see if I can.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
I
go
thought it might have been the
here.
reserves.
Uh,
I think I got you on the sheet for that. I don't know because the installation sheet is. You obviously will. It'll be like the newest reserve. Well, if give me the dates of it, or put it in the
filters. Yeah,
installation sheet
let's.
for the dates,
There we
and
go.
we'll get it slotted in.
There we go.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's not the most
Hang on.
recent one. That's
No, it
close
is
to the
not.
most recent
No,
one.
it is not. So,
That's close to the most recent one.
yep.
There's Robert. How's it going, Robert? How you doing, man?
So I'm gonna put this into perspective here. So that
This is the sheet I like to help Mark out with because he asked for one when I made one of mine.
yep.
Um,
So
and for you guys, it's not so hard because at one base, it ain't no big deal. But with us, with multiple bases, we
yeah.
need this.
For instance, like each one of these are numbered. the 136, the 128, blah 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 blah. They each have their own, like, and this is just Thunderbolt itself. Can you guys see Thunderbolt on that sheet? No, you guys can't see Thunderbolt. So Thunderbolt's right there. And it's got its own color. Each one, well, not all of them, obviously, but the ones that I have selected have colors, and they also have. This is most likely Quantico because it's Q.
You have a lot of Qs.
I do, because I had 4.
Yeah, you had 4 at Quantico, and you had Rain Trees is also a Q. You have the market on Q bases.
Yeah,
Q fin-coated bases.
Because Q itself, I think, is
Rain Tree.
Rain Tree itself. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because that was the first one, because that was the letter of the apartment.
Right.
So we just went ahead and went with that. And so then the other ones, the fighter group, depending on, this is Omerton. What is W? Was that Wild? Is that
Wildwood, probably.
Yep. Yeah, Wildwood. So that one's in Georgia. As you can see, Swallow itself is at the same place. So, and then I also have Spider V3 up here at the base. I have Viper. So
the fin codes. Speaking of which, sorry, don't let me interrupt.
I'm basically trying to break it down and say, so say I have 20 Vipers that are active at the moment. Well, 5 of them need to go at BA, 5 KS, 5 QA, 5 ST, and 5 WG, just to spread it out evenly.
Strike Wing, that's SW.
Yeah.
SG Strike Group, stuff like that.
So those,
Trolley way. Huh? All right.
So yeah, I may have, I've got one design, but each one of them have to go at a different area. So that's why it's been such a struggle for me.
We do like saturation. Yeah, I'm guilty.
I like to keep them spread out. But one thing that I think I'm going to change, and I know it's going to be a pain in the butt, but it's probably just going to be going forward, which may only be 1 or 2 more bases, honestly, which is going to kind of stink, but I may go back over time and change them slowly. One base, say, for instance, like Wildwood in Georgia, that one's going to just be like Thunderbolt, for example. Only the Thunderbolts will be stationed or can be stationed at that one. And then, for example, the one in Orlando that I have will have Spider. Not all of them, obviously, but it will have, that's the only one that will be stationed there.
Seems reasonable. I mean, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You've got that many bases, you might as well put only one thing there. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of spreading it out and saying, "Oh, well, I've got Spider, Viper, and Thunderbolt at the one in Orlando, and then at the one in at Raintree I have Vortex, Swallow, and Spider as well, because I want Spider to be there, and it's just, instead of having 3 or 4 designs at each base, I'm just gonna since 1, I'm growing, and 2, I've got so many bases, I can just say, nope, I'm gonna put 40 Thunderbolts at this one base, and that's the only thing that's gonna be there.
Which will make it a fighter wing. So yeah, or fighter group. Excuse me, fighter group.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Granted, those things will change over time, but that's what I'm gonna do going forward. So it makes it easier. So I'm not saying, well, oh wait, no, I got this one there too. How many do I have of that plane? No, I can just sit there and literally just go down my list of the Viper and say, okay, nope, this one's going to be stationed here. This one's done. This one's going to be stationed here. I've got that many done. The next 10 are going to go at this base. So this is what number I'm on. Okay, now that I'm done with that, then it goes there. Then I go back to the beginning if I don't have any more to put it at. But that way the planes are spread out throughout the country, and depending on how many I have and how many bases I have and what designs I have will depend on if I can put one, maybe two max at that base.
Indeed.
So, yeah.
So
that's kind of what I'm...
Robert, well, first of all, let me get the Robert's thing. Is like, you were building a plane. Yeah, you didn't know who you were going to be on. Sorry I didn't update you on that one. And you notice, he's talking about his new base would be called Trolleyway, but that's a reserve base, so a little bit different than an active base. Robert was saying earlier he didn't know what he wanted his new one to be called, so we were going to talk about maybe what he could name it, because I was asking him, what have you got in the area? You got you'll have to put it on the maps, but is there a street? Is there a subdivision? Is there a local geographic thing? Anything like that you can use to sound a little bit better? I mean, I know you don't want to call it the 52nd if it's like you're on 52nd Street. Obviously, but
Correct, yeah. So, does the street have an alternate name? Would be a starter. Does the subdivision have a name on it, like outside the subdivision, like mine does in Georgia? It says Wildwood.
Sometimes you get lucky like that, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes you got to zoom out on a map and hope to Christ there's a patch of land called something. Right,
and see, so the community that I live here is called Ocean Trace. But I've also, the name of the road is Uno Lago, which is kind of cool.
It's a hospital bill. Oh my God! Yeah, you're dealing with. Okay, yeah, that deals with something horrible. That's like him dealing with the refuge over there for the longest time.
Oh man, I didn't want to. That's why we just called it the church.
He lived on Refuge Church, based off of a church at the end of his road, and for the longest time we were like, man, I can't call it that. That's just crap. Of course, it turned out that that's not a base anyway, so it really isn't moot because it was your reserve base. So
right.
It does borrow a unique name because there was a creek nearby. So he borrowed a name from the creek, and it turns out to be one of the cooler names we have.
Yep. Which one was that one again?
That's Uhari.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Uhari River and the Little Uhari Creek.
The Uhari River, yeah. Because it runs literally right on the backside of the property.
Although you probably never saw it.
I never went back there because, I was honestly I never physically lived at the house. I visited because that was while I was on active duty. So I would just go back to visit. I'd stay for a week or maybe, a weekend, come home for the holiday, maybe stay, a week or two during Christmas and New Year's and then go back to work, shooting stuff, blowing stuff up, shaking babies, that kind of thing.
So presidential detail.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, it was kind of like that because I was stationed in Quantico.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I do remember the fun drives to the Pentagon. That was fun. And driving the general back and forth for one of my jobs that I had. And then I ran into the Secretary of Defense. Literally ran into him around a corner. That was interesting.
Hopefully that wasn't Dick Cheney, because if you give him the heart murmur, he's gonna have problems.
Yeah, that was back in 2006, 2005.
Was that Dick?
Yeah, I think so.
That was Dick, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I ran into him and he gave me a coin. But then somebody stole it from me. I was so mad about that. I was so mad about that. So you're familiar with challenge coins. For those of you who are not familiar with challenge coins in the military, usually it's something that they do to buy drinks for everybody. So the lowest ranking coin, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a rank. It could be a specialty coin of some sort. But the lowest one would always have to buy or would lose the bet of whatever you were betting on. Usually it was a round of drinks or something like that. But having the Secretary of Defense is like one of the top coins you can have because of
it's very true.
Because of where he sits on the totem pole of leaders. So you were almost guaranteed to win anything that you had. Like they could pull out a 4-star general, 5-star general, doesn't matter. You're going to beat them. Literally, no pun intended. You're going to trump them. But
And it got stolen.
And it got stolen out of my room because I had my coin display out, and all of my coins got stolen because I had a 4-star general, I had 2 sergeant major coins, I had a couple of colonels, a couple like 1-star coin, and then some specialty coins for like the base and different units and divisions and stuff like that within different bases and stuff that I'd like. There was one for the Pentagon itself that they had that I was acquired through, and sometimes people do trade them too to like I had like 3 4-star coins because I met a lot of generals on Quantico and traveling back and forth to the Pentagon. So I was given quite a few coins during that time frame.
Quantico does have a lot of brass.
Oh man, way too much. My arm got tired, I promise you. But it was very cool to have that experience, but to have it all taken away because somebody got sticky fingers really ticked me off.
Just the ones we were playing with from before. I mean, it would tick you off. No, sorry. Oh, he was asking me what the canard.
Yeah. See, I saw that. But yeah, like, I mean, it's frustrating to say the least to see something like that. And it's not that I worked hard for it, but I did have to physically meet those people and actually network with them. And it's not like I said, "Hey, General, do you have a coin?" It was, "Hey, I did something for my job that went above and beyond, and they respected that, and they gave me a coin."
Yeah, you ran the Secretary of Defense.
I mean, yeah, granted, but the conversation went really well. Like, I didn't say, I wasn't all defensive. Like, "Hey, who are you? Why are you running into me? Why aren't you paying attention?" Because literally, like, I was talking to the general, and the Secretary of Defense was talking to his people as we were both coming around a corner, and we both ran into each other. And it wasn't hard. It was, we didn't like fall down or anything, but I instantly apologized, even though it may not have been my fault. I really don't know whose fault it was. Honestly, it was probably both of ours, but I instantly took the blame for it, apologized, I said, "I'm sorry for interrupting your conversation, blah, blah, blah." And he was like, "Hey, no problem, Marine. It happens. These hallways are, they're small, because literally if you've ever been around the Pentagon and walked through the Pentagon, those hallways are super tiny. Especially during that time, because that was after 9/11. They were still doing construction. This was 2005.
Yeah, so truthfully speaking, if you're in the main corridors, those are some of the biggest hallways I've ever been in. But yeah, the in-between areas.
Right, yeah, those, yeah. But it was literally like we were coming off the main corridor and we were going around one of the little side hallways or whatever to go to a meeting. And then we cut through the courtyard, and then we were coming back in to one of the other areas, and that's when we ran into him. Because he was coming from a meeting and he was getting ready to leave or do something or whatever. But he flipped me a coin, and it was, I was blown away by it because you never expect anything from them, and 2, you always hear about it, but it always seems to happen to everybody else. Like, man, I can't believe you met like the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, which is the highest enlisted the Marine Corps has. And I can't believe you have his coin. That's so awesome. You know, that's hard to find because literally there's only one person at a time that has that rank. Right. Just like the commandant of the Marine Corps or the general of the Air Force or whatever he's called.
The Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force.
Yeah, that one. There is only one of those people. They're usually high up, either in Washington D.C. Area. That's usually where they're located. So to actually run into them, meet them, and them give you a coin is very, very hard to do. So for me to get that one was like that one was like something that I should have just kept in my pocket the whole time instead of putting it out on display. But
so I probably put too much tape on these to actually make it worthwhile.
Right. I see you working on that over there. You're trying to make them functional.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it serves its purpose, and they definitely.
So, is there a way?
Controlled by the wind, but
you've got one toothpick through the middle of it.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a way to split that toothpick in half. You know what I'm saying? To make each individual side function as its own, with it being attached to the toothpick. But have the toothpick do the rotating, and not the actual paper. You know what I'm saying?
Now you're just talking silly talk. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's possible. I'm not saying it's possible, but I'm saying that's probably the next step.
Yeah.
Is to figure out a way to cut the toothpick in half, and make it function on the toothpick and rotate on the toothpick. Instead of the paper, so the paper doesn't fall off, you can actually like glue stick it to the toothpick.
To the toothpick itself, yeah.
Inside, yeah, you can put glue stick on the toothpick and then slide it in and then press it down and it should stay. And then it would rotate. So then it would rotate, this way, each individual one, instead of them rotating together. Because then in theory,
they're individual in this because I didn't tie them obviously, but.
Right, but if the toothpick moves, it's still going to rotate the same way on both of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas if they were separate, it will rotate. If one toothpick moves, the other one doesn't, and it can adjust itself based on the flight.
Right.
Whereas if a big gust of wind hits it and it rotates both toothpicks at the same, the toothpick at the same time on both sides, and it may not need that, it may cause the plane to do something it doesn't need to do.
Something would have to be done because, again, these are, like I said, I might have nullified their use by putting as much tape in there as I did, but I don't think they're so bad. It's an interesting possibility.
Yeah.
Being able to split them and see what you can do. Clarify this. Hold on a second. Oh, he's talking, okay. The Strike Predator, or wait, you mean both the Strike Predator and the Vulcan Predator? You're gonna retire both of those? I mean, it sounds like okay. So you got a couple going on, but I mean, again, that's how many is that? Is that gonna cover a lot of ground? Is that a big family?
So it's like, hey, I might retire this. Hey, but also on the other hand, I might bring this other one back. So you're just trading one for one. You're not really getting rid of anything. You might get rid of two and bring back one, so that's kind of funny.
You bring it back into service. That's kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that usually doesn't happen.
Yeah, no, I ain't bringing Draco back into service.
That's like Rorix and
but Rorix is a mystery though. Twister thankfully was not. I was able to recreate that. Black Knight and Black Squire, yeah, they're pretty much they're gone. But I do have the other ones over here.
You did build. You built. I'm sorry, you built the big Thunderbolt. So
right, yeah. So I do have that, which I feel are going to take the place of them anyways. Figuring out what I'm going to call it is one thing. And the other thing, something else that I'm going to have to work on is I'm actually thinking about, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. I'm thinking about going back through each individual design and redefining what version it is. So for instance, like for this one, this Thunderbolt, if I bring this one into service, even though it's an actual Thunderbolt, it's got different technology on it. Can I call this a new variant? Where at what point am I going to call it a new variant? So, you know what I'm saying? So, because granted, this version of Thunderbolt, if you take out, just ignore the back of the plane, for instance, if you look at it from here forward, this is completely different from how I built it originally. Just by the reverse folds. And we talked about this years ago. Is reverse folding, technically a variant? And you were telling me back then that no, it's just a technology. So it wouldn't necessarily be considered a whole new variant of the plane. But me personally, I'm thinking that, well, yes, this is a Thunderbolt. It's folded the exact same way, but all the folds are reversed each time I fold it. And it's made Thunderbolt into what it is now versus it didn't fly like it does now when it was version 1, where everything was internal.
Okay, so, but I still think, I mean, that's the eye of the contractor. I mean, you built it, so if you want to call it something else,
right?
If you want to call it,
it'll still be Thunderbolt, but it'll just be, V2, V3, and so on.
Right.
Where because, just like we were saying, at what point can it no longer go back to the original? Well, yes, this could go back to the original and still be considered V1. I could unfold it and refold it, and it will still be exactly like it. But that's not going to happen. I'm not gonna do that. Like, okay. I don't like the way it. I don't like the way it used to look because it was just very basic, and this adds a little bit more flair to it.
Flair.
Woo!
That's a good reason. I mean, it's like, dude, yeah, that's phase 2. That's why phase 2's retired, because it's basic.
It was
3,
basic,
4, 5,
and then
6,
and
7,
then
those are not.
Exactly, and those all had some sort of change in them to where you couldn't go back and make the previous one. Just like this spider. I can't turn this back into the original because it's already been cut. So, yes, that's just a technology, but if I go mainstream with that and just start designing them all with that, I would consider it at that point a whole new variant of the design.
Right.
Because that's the one I'm putting into production. I'm not just using it once or twice for testing. I'm actually using that as my active variant. So that's at that point, to me personally, that's when I'm going to say, okay, nope, this is the date. This is when V2, V3, V7, whatever one you're on, that's when this one was designed. That's when the rollout date is. That's when, the first flight was. And there you go.
See, and I mean, obviously OAU's got to, like I said, he's got to take on it because a lot of his are variants of the same theme. That's why he's got, Vulcan and then the same ones of those. But I think he's doing the same thing. It's like just a little tweak, and he's calling it something different. At least from what I can see from the pictures and stuff like that. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Roberts are all kind of like they're similar, but obviously, cut off a different design. I'm willing to bet he kind of like starts out with the same bird and then tapes it and then cuts a different plan for him. And again, that's completely acceptable way to make a different aircraft.
Well, yeah, because by the end of his, none of them. Well, I won't say none of them, because obviously he he's made probably more than one of the same plane. But that last one that had the fins on it didn't look like the black one that he made without the fins on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Their body shape and everything looked more like a bomber than it did, the fighter plane that it looked like. So, yeah, I would consider, I don't care what you started out with, if they started out the same, the end result was not the same. And they probably may fly the same because it's the way that those are made with the tape and everything. But then again, I don't think they would. No. I just don't think he has enough space to really prove the fact that they fly differently. At least not based on the videos, because I know you always do it, to shoot the videos at the same place. But if you took them out into a baseball field or a football field, would they fly the same? And I don't think they would.
Ah, you should see this last one he sent. He sent this last one of a plane he rubber band launched. I don't know if you got a chance to see that.
Yes, I did see that one.
And that thing, okay, the filming was a little, you kind of lost it in there, but obviously had a great flight. And zoomed around. That was an open parking lot, so.
Yes. Yeah, that's the only one that was filmed differently.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anything bad about it, because granted, you film where you got to film. Because, I've just been fortunate enough to where my videos have varied because I have moved that much. Even just down here. So, yeah, like a couple of years ago, I was flying in a parking lot because that's where I lived. I lived right around the corner from this church in this parking lot, so that's where I was flying when I recorded those videos.
You could call yours like video prints because like no two of yours are the same. But like if it's a different camera, if it's a different perspective, it's a different headset, it's a different.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. I was upgrading a lot during that time frame. Like my first video to my last video, yeah, there's a completely difference in equipment and where I was at. Oh yeah, well, I haven't had that problem because thankfully I don't let them get a hold of my phone, or my computer. But yeah, I could tell where some people probably accidentally would delete that. That would suck.
But you did post a bunch of them online, so a bunch of them. I don't know, maybe you lost more than you posted, but you do have a lot online, so there is that. That's lucky. At least they're saved that way.
Yeah, unless they go in and delete your whole account and all your videos on the account, that would stink. But
we're not calling. Okay, we're probably not going to call it Hospital Bill Center. That just there's nothing about it.
Right.
Is that where you're living? That's not where you're living, though. You said because you're not going back there.
Well, yeah. It depends. I don't mind meeting up. It's not about that. It's more about timing. For real. I probably plan on coming up. How far are you from Atlanta, or where? Like, I'm not trying to get too personal. Like putting your personal business out there, or like where you live and where you're at, but. Like, if you give me a general city, like, or actually, I don't even mind giving you where my dad's at. He lives in Stockbridge, and I have a buddy of mine that lives.
Well, you've got a base on there, so you can see it on the map.
Yeah, I got a base on there, but
we ain't trying to get personal, but by the same token, we put the bases on the map, so it's kind of like.
So. Yeah, well, you want to try to come find me, get froggy? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? People want to do it, let's go. I'm locked and loaded, so I ain't even got a problem with it. Let me go up here and let me try to find the name of that city. It's not over that way. Where's it at?
You are on the West Coast. It's like none of us usually get out to the West Coast. I haven't even been out there myself. Although I would love to get out there just to fly, just to see what my birds are doing out west. I did fly in Arizona. That was nice.
I'm trying to see of where he lives.
He said the number was 740th, if I remember correctly. That's That's neither here nor there because we don't know like the base name, but he did give a number of the 740th. So he'll have a 740th wing, I assume.
It's not
Like
Marietta, but it's close to Marietta, so it's
off the
like,
station, and everything. Oh, Marietta, that's about the way I was. Smyrna, stuff like the Roswell up there.
yeah. I mean, he's not in Smyrna. I mean, he might be. I know he used to be down this way. I'm trying to see if I can find it on the map.
Oh God, man, Trolleyways that close? You're gonna be in a position like NASA over there, who's Mark is like right next door to the beach. It's like, oh man, John's the same way over in Wilmington. Of course, he's moving out of there, but like so close to the beach and the ocean. It's like if you get a constant breeze, how y'all
There's
gonna fly?
Georgia Tech, Bankhead, Rockdale.
That's downtown, right? Georgia Tech, that's downtown.
Yeah, that's downtown. He's not downtown. Six Flags. That's out.
That's
out
out,
there.
yeah. Alpharetta.
Close. That sounds closer.
Yes, Martin Marietta, man, Lockheed Marietta. That's actually where they put all the.
I don't think he moved up this way though. He might have moved up to like East Cobb area.
Yeah, that's true.
He might have moved up that way, but I thought he used to live down this way, like on the southwest side of Atlanta. I'm trying to find it.
You don't have a base there.
No, I don't. Mine's on the southeast. Mine's over in Stockbridge.
Yeah. Trolley. Okay, well, like I said, when I give you the control of maps, you can put OAE. You can put it on there.
Yeah.
Robert, when you get officially in, we can put you in there too. I'll let you edit that stuff. So again, you can put where you want the base stuff.
Oh, you're up in Gainesville? Oh, word. Oh yeah, yeah. Where's Gainesville at?
Isn't that the home of the Dukes?
Yeah, no. Oh, so he's not. I mean, he's up there. I mean, it's a good ways away, but it's not. I mean, it's probably a good hour and a half or so, maybe 2 hours from Atlanta. But it's not. I mean, yeah, like.
Oh, so it is kind of like by. Oh, wait, no, wait, it's further north than Alpharetta. Okay, it's between Atlanta and Athens, and then north. Oh, dude, it's by the Dirty Birds. The Flowery Branch is right there. That's
yeah. Yeah. So.
God, they suck this year.
Yeah,
I don't want to get into that right now. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's like pissing me off.
Yeah. Yeah, see, he says he's an hour from Atlanta. Yeah, and it all really, honestly, I know it comes down to traffic. Because, yeah, you could be an hour from Atlanta and then sit in an hour and a half of traffic in Atlanta. So you're 2.5 hours away from what you're actually trying to do. So, yeah, I mean, I've lived in that traffic. I've dealt with that traffic. So I get it.
Oh, I've done it too, man.
No, I know you have.
I've been on the outer loop of Atlanta. It's like, what was it? 7 lanes both directions, and it's in standstill traffic. Yeah, I've done that myself.
I mean, I was in standstill traffic today just because it's snowbird season, and people all love to pile off at one exit. So the whole right 3 lanes are blocked on the interstate, and you're trying to drive around them. And then as soon as you get around the exit, finally, after 4 miles of backed up traffic, oh, guess what? There's no accident. There's no nothing. It's just, people trying to get off at the exit. It's the stupidest thing ever.
Oh, my God.
And it's even worse now that snowbird season is there. And if any of you snowbirds are listening, y'all need to go back up north. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, it started snowing. So
it really has. I mean, it's like all of a sudden, like, oh, I live in New York, so I feel like going to Florida for the wintertime. No, if you want to live in New York, stay in New York. Stop coming down here.
Well, all you Florida people need to be taken away by a hurricane, damn it. Oh,
I ain't going nowhere. There ain't no hurricane taking me out.
Florida is like 2 inches above like sea level almost across.
Well, yeah. But yet everybody and their mother wants to come down here.
I think OAE's get all the pretty much everybody wants to go to Cali.
But that's so the weather, like, OAE, what's your weather right now? What's your temp? Right now.
I did try one other Vulcan. I built one other Vulcan. I was gonna put it out here. I think I've got it back in the box. I did the Strike Vulcan. So, or wait, Strike Vulcan? Yeah, I did. I'm pretty sure. I know I followed one of the instructions on the last one. So
See, why would somebody want to go to that temperature right there?
that's it. What do you mean? Why would somebody give me a break? Why would anybody want to go and deal with the mosquitoes and the humidity you got?
It's 81 degrees right now, and it's...
God, ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, that's why everybody comes here. So I don't know why people vacation to 56 degrees in the wintertime. That's cold.
Okay, thick blood. It might be, but it's not that all the time. Besides, the day was warmer than that. I mean, well...
Of course, the daytime, but people go out at night, don't they? People go out to dinner. I don't want to have to put a coat on.
That's your own fault.
I was out today, and I didn't get home till I got home at 8:30, and I was like, man, what's the temp outside? It was 76.
That's ridiculous.
I was like, man, I'm about to go put a coat on.
Your entire wardrobe is shorts. You have like pressed shorts.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying, I can't handle cold because I obviously lived in Minnesota and Wisconsin. So I've walked out and, well, it warmed up. So it was like 32 degrees and I felt like I was sweating.
See, that's what I'm talking
Because
about.
it was like 4 degrees outside for like 3 weeks straight. And all of a sudden it warmed up to like 32.
That's what I'm saying. That's
And I
exactly
walked
what I was
outside
talking
and I
about.
was like, I can't breathe. I'm too hot. I need to take this jacket off. And I was wearing a t-shirt and and shorts because it was so hot. And I'm like, what's the temp? And it's 32 degrees. I'm like, this is nuts. I've never done this in my entire life, but I feel comfortable.
Well, yeah. And
But-
what's the complaint about then? If you could go out in short sleeves in 32 degrees, you adapt.
I can't
You're
do
Marine,
that
you
now.
adapt, overcome.
I'm not doing that now. And no, I'm not doing that now.
What do you mean you're not doing that?
I'm about to wear a coat to work at 70 degrees.
Exactly, but it's all a matter of perspective. Like I said, if I were to come down there, I'd probably go through the streets naked because I'm so thin-blooded at this point. It just wouldn't happen. But I mean, I would adapt. I mean, by the summertime next year, I'd probably be back to like, okay, that's cool, And 56 degrees would probably feel damn right cold. But right now, 56 degrees, hell, I will go in short sleeves in a day.
You're so stupid. Yeah, I mean, I agree. But I remember those days. But I ain't doing it now. No, sir. I'm not going back. It's too cold.
It obviously wasn't
56
too cold.
degrees. It might as well be snowing.
You were in short sleeves at 32. It obviously wasn't too cold.
Yeah, well, it's too cold now. I ain't doing it. If it hit 32 degrees, I'd have to move. I don't know where I'd move to.
So where?
Fire is the weather much of the time. Yeah. See, that's the other thing about California. Like every year there's some crazy wildfire that destroys like half the state. Okay, maybe not half, but you know what I'm saying. It destroys a good portion of the area that it's at. Like
This is a reason because
I don't. You can't run from that.
Everybody that thinks you can't run from earthquakes. That's what freaks me out. There's no getting away from an earthquake unless you're flying, and I don't think I can spend my whole life in the air over there. So that's what freaks me out. You cannot get away from an earthquake. The earth will swallow your ass up whole, and you won't even know it's coming.
Yeah, it's too late by the time you notice.
That freaks me out. And you guys in Florida ain't much better because you got sinkholes. That's also freaky as hell.
That's not so bad here though. Honestly,
It's not so bad here. Y'all got the worst rate of it in the entire nation.
that's because it's only happened like a couple of times, and it doesn't happen anywhere else. Because of and it only happens because of the rain.
No, it's because the groundwater is so fluid, and no pun intended. It really is though. That's the problem.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's already, we're already low, so at or below sea level, depending on where you're at. So, as far as within the state, and then you put on rain when the ground's already wet, then yes, the possibility of it happening goes up, but it doesn't happen that often.
Well, no, but again, by the same token, neither do.
I mean, we get hurricanes way more than that happen.
But that, well, no, I guess I shouldn't say that. Earthquakes are kind of part of the daily weather report over there now. But yeah, I mean, that's, well, again, this is probably part of like the scourge of living in quote unquote paradise. You people, like the people that consider the snowbirds, Mark, you're talking about, that come down to Florida. Oh, you living out like where everybody's talking about LA where the weather's constant all the time, but you live in paradise, you pay the penalty. So you might have perfect weather almost year round, but you have earthquakes, you have hurricanes. You know what I'm saying? There's always something to kind of balance it out.
Well, yes, and people freak out because, see, like he's saying, the fires are hyped. Well, that's all the media puts out. So whenever people hear about hurricanes, guess what? They're only hearing about the ones that are really devastating. They're not hearing about all the other 50 million that we go through.
Or the tropical depression you're basically under right now that's providing you rain for the past 7 days.
Yeah. Oh, is that what they called that? Because I didn't even notice.
Well, no, it's not.
I just thought it was rain.
It's just, well, that's what I mean. It's like, no, but it's probably a tropical wave that causes that much rain persistently. I mean, because
it actually,
you're not influenced by the weather that pushes through the continent. You're just pushed like off of the Gulf or off the Atlantic. So
yeah, actually, we're gonna look at that. Oh, so
the height. Speaking of hype from OAE, that Robert, that's exactly what it is, dude. That's gonna be hype, or it's being hyped up. I mean, I know we're talking about test flying that thing at the end of next year, but again, I think there's a flying example already built, and it's really gonna be overblown because I mean, it's kind of cool to see the new bird coming out, but I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be another B2. It's just gonna look like a slimmed down B2. So, I mean, it's exciting, but by the same token, it's like, another B2. Whee! We've done that. I mean, it's going to be cool. I just wish they'd replace the B-52. A freaking 80-year-old bomber still flying. Kind of scary, but I mean, hey, maintainers, man. Maintainers are awesome. I think it's really going to look a lot like the graphics, the artist conceptions that they give up. And like,
oh, this is only the last couple of hours. That's why. Because, of course, it ain't rained in the last couple of hours.
Right. Personally, I'm excited about, I don't know if you guys knew about this one, if any of you knew about this one, but the Air Force just got done confirming that they are going to make the buy for the AT-29. I'm psyched about that. And they're probably going to do like what the Navy's doing. The Navy's doing with the littoral combat ship that they have. They're using the U.S. the class, the Independence class and the Freedom class. So there's two different types of boats doing the same job. They're doing spy. I don't know if you guys know that, but they're doing like they buy an Independence one year, then they buy a Freedom the next year. Two different classes of boat, same job, and they're altering them. I think that's what the Air Force is going to do with this new light combat or light attack aircraft. Yeah, I think they're going to replace. I think they're going to buy the AT-6 and the AT-29, and then probably alter the buys.
So you see this stuff that's out here over Bermuda. That's moving away, and that's just what came through, and it's building back up. But we also have this other storm that's over in Oklahoma that's probably going to get pushed down.
That's never going to get to you.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
It does not. It swoops in through the southeast and then cuts back up. It doesn't reach you almost at all down. Maybe the panhandle, but like not by you.
It depends on how far that cold front pushes it down.
Right.
Like if it, I mean, that's what they were talking. I mean, I don't think this one's gonna make it, but if it's coming across Texas and stuff like that, and that cold front pushes down, yeah, we usually get it. That one is a little higher than normal as far as it coming across, but this stuff right here, yeah, that came across over the last week, and it's all floating back out in the sea.
The SR-72, I'm going to wait and draw my conclusions when I see it, because I don't honestly know if that's really going to happen. I mean, I hope it happens, but I think it's hype. We're talking about hype. We're talking about hype.
Oh, is that storm that's rotating out there a little bit? Is that talking about? This one looks like one ginormous hurricane right here.
Well, that's what happens with low pressures just hitting out over there. Like.
Because, see, it's rotating. But that's not a bit. It's so big that it's not going to ever make it into anything, and the water's too cold up there.
But hell sheet did I have here wrapped and written down the first flight on? You know, I've been spending all week looking for that damn thing. I ain't
Man,
finding
I
it. I
don't.
know I've got. I know I've got it. I know I've got it. I just got to figure out where the hell I wrote it down. You know, if somebody would put it in the calendar,
Man, ain't nobody got time for that.
dude, all you got to do, Google
See,
account,
look
download
at
the app on
this.
your phone. You can
Look,
do it on the fly.
you
Do
could.
it on the fly.
I could fly on the fly and put it in on the fly while I'm
That's
flying.
right.
Look at all this down here. I'm hoping this doesn't get pushed up. It's moving like east and west, so it looks like it's just gonna miss us. So we might actually have a few days without rain.
Haven't they said that's like the calm before the storm, OAE? When they talk about, because I heard them talking about like there was one movement along a fault line that I heard about that in the news last week. It's like movement along a fault line they haven't seen in a long time, and so they can.
I heard about that too.
Like, yeah, and it's like that might be a prelude to the big one. Of course, they always say it might be a prelude to the big one.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
I mean, I said we were gonna keep this short, and it's already at an hour.
Well, we talking here, you know. We getting people.
So, yeah. But I don't know. I don't know because I'm already getting tired. I've been up.
Well, dude, what have you been doing? Well, yeah, you've been having like.
I've been busy.
Yeah, he's been having like Dr. Mark has been in the office all for 3 hours a day.
Yeah, well, I mean, I try to help him out. Try to help him out with his issues and stuff.
Robert, we've got to figure out what to call your base.
Well, where's he?
That's all we basically need. We got to figure out what to call your base.
Look, let me pull up the daggone map. I'm not gonna put it online, but let me pull up the daggone map.
Well, he needs something, so.
Here,
Speaking of which, let me pull up the map and let me give OAE control or offer him control of the map so he can edit it.
So let's go up here.
You can edit the map, right?
Of course I can edit the map.
All right. Gotta make sure that you freaking people.
So let me stretch this out over this way. This is why I love this TV. I can do two things at once.
Among one of the many freaking reasons. I mean, what God is it? Wait, hold on a minute. How the hell can you tell? Hey, I'm gonna be stupid here for a second, but how can I tell who's actually shared with here?
Okay. What? So you don't have to. So you don't have to tell me the name. Is the name of the street what he said earlier?
Yeah, I think so.
What was the name of that? I'm going back and look at this. Wait, what?
Hold on a minute. I'm trying to figure out how the hell. How do I know? God, why doesn't Google make it easy so I can tell who it's shared with?
Wait, where is it at? Hospital Bill Center.
Oh, you know what? I know why. Because almost all the ones in the IVPAC Drive, which is where everything is now. And OAE, you might have noticed, I took the aircraft sheet out of the one that's there, so you should be able to get at the IVPAC sheet. The aircraft sheet that's in IVPAC is the one that's updated with all your updates. I don't know if you noticed it or not. I know you got a chance to update it. The one you were sharing with me was in my personal account. I took it out, so everything's in IVPAC now. That one that you were updating is in there, so we just need to be able to actually, get at it. And I realized why, because I expected you guys just to be able to go in there and change it. That's why it's not.
Is that the?
It was. It's different for you guys, because, yeah. Excuse me. So hold on a minute. I'll figure this out. I'm backdooring it. I'll be in there in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. There it is. Okay. Who are the 2 others? Well, there they are, right there. Wait a minute. Where the hell?
So what's the name of your street?
Oh, hey, what email do you want me to use to share it with? I'm sorry, I wasn't going to ask you this because I figured I could just track it down, but I realized that I don't have it because it's not in.
Yo, Robert, what's the name of that? What's the name of the street? Is it
So
over
when
here? Is it over here by the New Holland Baptist Church?
where the hell did you track him down to, man?
Like, give me a landmark that's close by. You don't have to give
Dude,
me
you can use Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein would be cool.
if it's relative to where he's at, not in Austria.
Well, yeah, it's for that. I'm checking out the forums right now, OAE, so you don't have to. You might not have to tell me because I'm pretty sure I got you. I think you got it. I think it's in there. I think it's in there.
I mean, are you next to Sussaby and Britt Orthopedics? Orthodontics?
There it is. I got it. Okay.
Are you next to Milliken and Company?
You know what's funny? Hey, Mark. You know what's funny is they were talking about how like nobody's had a chance
Oh,
to fin code them and stuff like that. But you know what's cool is everybody share. Everybody is like
northeast or southeast?
everybody's got Juno still operative. Oh, okay. No, I was tracking it down. No, it's funny because like the colors, nobody's got the colors either. But again, nobody needed the fin code, but everybody's updated the sheets. So it's really cool. I need to share this with you. Shared.
Okay.
We
So
can
I
tell
got you.
this.
I got you. I mean, spring isn't bad. Granted, I know you probably don't want to use it. So let's assess the situation here. We're
Oh,
gonna
that's a good word. Assess the situation.
we're gonna. I mean, you could name it Girl Scouts because you got the Girl Scouts right down the street. I'm just messing with you. I know that's kind of funny.
There you are. Okay.
Oh, that's funny. You're gonna call it. You're gonna have a street named Boulevard Northeast. What a really? Come on now.
Is there no other like it's not part of a subdivision?
Um. No, it looks more like a. No, it doesn't. It doesn't look like a subdivision.
Because you actually altered the IVPAC roll sheet. I know you altered the roll sheet, so you must be able to. Oh, because that one's shared with you. Okay. Hold
So
on, I'm
let's.
fixing it now.
So let's switch back to this view.
What's it? Oh, but OAE's
How do you
OAE's
say
making.
that? How do you say that? What is that? Brenau University?
You
Brenu?
could you could use that.
That's right. That's like 2 streets over. Um, you could
You
use
could
it.
use that. Yeah.
I mean, that's not. That's close. Let's keep looking. What's this green patch over here? That's part of the university as well. I mean,
OAE, I just sent you the invite, so you should be able to like you're sharing in on the aircraft again. You already sharing the IFBAC rolls, and you've got access to the maps. He's got no Mark. He's got squadron patches. I don't know if he still uses them, but he made a long time ago. He's got squadron patches. So it's funny that he says like I ain't got fin codes, but he's done squadron patches already, which is really cool.
so you have Jesse Jewell Parkway. You could use Jewell. That's like 2 streets over. Not even. I mean, Spring runs right into it at the end of it. Um,
I said, what?
You have
A couple of the sheets.
you
I
have
don't.
Candler Street Park down like what about half a mile down the road, and you have the Bobby Groon Field.
Bobby Groom.
Bobby Groon. I'm just throwing out suggestions. You can name it BG for Bobby Groon.
Well, that could be the fin code.
It could be BG. Oh, BG could be the fin code. Bad.
But again, like you. Like,
But you would need to fly there, like, you know what I'm saying? You need to go there, break in after hours, and fly. You know, that kind of thing.
Wait a minute now.
What?
If he's living there, you already got. You ain't living there. Living there kind of gives you one-upmanship. You can be. Because obviously he's building planes there, and he's obviously he flew to his parents' place. Dude, by the way, your parents.
You could name it Lieutenant General James Longstreet's grave.
Your parents' place is definitely reserve base, by the way. At least if you live there, you could call that a regular base too, depending on how you want to do it. You want to do OAE and just have one base, that's fine. But if you want multiple bases, you already can have two right there. 3, considering that your old house burned down. So you got to, dude. See, he's already set up because he can have 3 bases.
Right. You could also name it.
When he was at in his parents' place, because he's done a bunch of flying there.
You could also, name it Butler or East Butler or something like that, because it's E.E. Butler Parkway. I don't know what the E.E. stands for.
Also, it's been a while since you made patches. Jewel will be perfect. Oh man, you're giving him that, dude. You're giving him that Bentley's.
Hey, Jewel. I'm just saying. I'm just going off of street names that are right around the corner from his house. I mean, Spring isn't bad, honestly.
If this was the case, though, I wouldn't say the base should be named that. I would just say, what you should do is Jewel would be like the mascot or something. You know what I mean? It'd be a better mascot than the base name. But however you want to play it, totally up to you. Well, you just have options. Obviously, got options. I just want to make sure we have
they have Downey.
How many planes you want to do what? And
Downey
which ones
Boulevard.
you have at base, because all we need is the base name, and I can get you slotted in here. I'll know what I need. I mean, Wolfenstein kind of works, but did you see Wolfenstein anywhere around here?
Man, I don't see it unless he shows me where it's at. I don't see it. I see a drinking fountain.
He hasn't made those patches since back in the olden years. I haven't made patches in a while either, but I mean I've got a few. I was thinking about you were making me think about posting those up there. I think I might have to do that.
I would just name it. I would just name it Brenau or Brenu, whatever the name of that college is. It's right there.
I know. I would do that too. And then, like you said, the mascot could just be the Jewels. At least that base. I mean,
yes.
He's got others, but
the mascot could be the Jewels, or it could be the Washingtons.
Now, let's not go too diseased here, okay? That's just
you shut your mouth.
That's just kind of trippy, Mr. Bentleys.
Hey, the Bentleys.
Jesus.
The Greenbacks. Get the Jacksons. And the Washingtons. John W. Morrow Jr. Parkway. What, can you have a longer street name than that? Alta Vista. Oh, I wish you were close to that. That'd be kind of cool. Pearl Nicks. You could. Dude. You're not that far from that highway. It's a little stretch, but you could name. You could be. The mascot could be the Pearls. And the Jewels. See him out.
Well, see, if you got the 2 or 3, you could have one the Blood is one, that's cool, and then you have the other one is the Jewels. I mean, dude, it's working out really good. You got the mascots lined up.
You have Longwood Park and you have Wilshire Trails. They're actual parks that are down. I mean,
I know I ain't gonna lie, OAE, those patches
like,
were a little bit basic, but I mean, at least you had them though. That was a cool thing. At
what's
least you
the
had
name
them.
of this lake?
They were basic, but you had them. I mean, I have a couple of mine that I don't use anymore were completely basic, except I was color mad. I
Lake
had like one of those.
Lake Lanier.
I had one of those like 16 color pens.
You're not that far from the lake either. You know what I'm saying? He's not that far from the lake either.
No, that's true. I mean, you could. Yeah, you're right.
You could call it Lanier. You
but
could call it.
But if he's got the three bases, if they're if they're all located, they could be part of the one base. He's just got three wings there.
Correct.
So
correct. So if they're all in the same area of Gainesville, similar with
Are the three, Robert? The three you're talking about, are they all like near that? Like your parents' place where you fly, the place you're staying at, and the place that you were talking about burned down? So yeah, then Lanier, and then we can make three wings for you at the same base. That would be easiest.
Yeah,
and
so
like
the base would be Lanier, and then there's three wings, and the wings are at the three houses.
Right. And then, like you said, one mascot could be the Jewels, one could be the Blood, one could be whatever.
One could be the Pearls, one could be the Jewels, and then one could be the Washingtons. I've already got you. See, you're all set up. See, I've already got them. The Pearls, the Jewels, and the Washingtons.
That's Magic Luther Jackson.
I wish they had a street named the Jackson, or even the Kings, Martin Luther King Street. You just name it the Kings.
Oh, good.
That would be great. The Pearls, the Jewels, and the Kings.
The 2000 man march.
Oh man, I gotta find out if they got an MLK Street over here.
You know they do. It's Georgia, man.
Yeah, I know they do. They gotta have it somewhere. Where's MLK?
There's an MLK in every city down in the southeast. Every city's got a street named after MLK down in the southeast. Mostly in the north too. Now, damn white people. Sorry, people. This is a national show.
Right. Ridge Road.
I'm not saying anything different that I wouldn't say at work. So
Oh, here we go. You can name it the Pearls, the Jewels, and the Queens. Because there's Queen City Parkway.
That's a little bit much.
Oh, there it is. MLK Junior Boulevard.
Of course there is. I told you. Every city down in the southeast has got an MLK.
It's right off it's right off the Pearl Nicks. See? So there you go. Yeah, MLK is right off of Pearl Nicks Parkway.
So is the 7? Okay, wait, Robert, you gave me the 740th. Is that where you're at right now, or is that the parents' place or the old place? Because you'll need to give me the other two if you want to do that. If you want to have three wings at the one base, give me the other two numbers, and what we'll do is once you're slotted in, I'll give you access to the maps, and you can draw it out as to where they're at or where you want to put them. But we can definitely call it Lanier. That works out really good.
Yeah, you could. That's the old place. Okay, gotcha.
Hey, it worked out. We got him some stuff. So
yeah. See, so you got the base is named Lanier. See, that's cool.
Can you quickly show him the installation sheet?
Say what? Yeah, give me a second.
Okay. Because what we'll do, I'll show you like the sheet that we use to reference, and like you give us like, okay, I know we get specific, but once you give it up, we don't need it no more. But like the base, the date you established the base, or the wing, the wing at the base. So and you could ballpark it whenever. I mean, it'd be nice to get the month and year right. Date
that's the shared date. When it doesn't.
2/12/12, whatever. It doesn't matter. But
how do I know that it's the last one it was updated?
Actually, it is because it's the only one accessible right now, so it should be pretty up to date.
Okay, so what do you want me to show him?
Excuse me. So that one isn't, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It's got KIA and OAE.
Yeah, but it's got reserve places are still called units, not regiments, so it's not up to date yet. And it's still cargo group, not airlift group, so it's not up to date. Fuck, which one do you got? It doesn't matter. That's not what I wanted to show him. What I wanted to show him is, you see the stand up there. is when the base was actually when the wing itself or the group
Okay,
was
yeah, okay.
actually stood up,
I got you.
and then
So yeah, so like he's saying, up in this column right here is the date that the base was formed.
the wing was formed. Yeah,
Right.
because that coincides. So the wings are the ones we try to keep track of. The wing, group, or unit or regiment, excuse me. So you get that.
Yep.
You know,
See,
obviously, the first one at the base makes the base
yeah, this hasn't been updated
stood
since
up that day.
14.
See, you got an older one. Where did you get that one from?
I got it from my stuff, man. Come on
Oh,
now.
that means okay. So you're sharing it from my because installation sheet is the only one still left in my personal drive. You don't have the one that's from
The IVPAC.
here.
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, you can get into IVPAC, damn it.
Well, unshare it with me and then delete
Here,
it.
I'm sharing you the other one real quick. But in any case, like Robert's seeing that, so he sees that, and that's the one we like. Again, the dates. Then we'll need the street numbers. I've got the 740th. If you want to do the other two, I'll need the street numbers from the other two, and then we'll be good.
Where is it at? I don't see.
I just sent it. So hold on. Like you said, I'll take out the other one. Pardon me, people. Pardon those people. We're trying to do like 3 different things at one time, but okay. I want to get OAE to actually like sync
Put
up
a
some
dot on his so I can come track him down.
No, the artwork. Shut up. The artwork. I'm gonna link his artwork to the squadrons. That would be really cool, actually. Okay, the last time these were. Okay, so I'm gonna delete these, and you're going to be screwed. But I don't care. So.
Come on down. Okay, yeah. I gotta find a better setup for this.
What do you mean? You said it all works, right?
Yeah, but this TV's so big that this lamp is now blocking the TV. Because I had it set up differently before I put this TV on the wall.
Gotcha.
No, I don't see what.
Okay, hold on, just checking. Okay. Oh, see the latest one. Okay, see that still has units in there.
Is this it?
Yes. No. Well, it's closest to the one. It's got to be there
It's
in blue.
got yeah. This has got to be it. This has got 2017 on it.
It's got Lago in it. And,
Yeah,
but
yeah. So
I
this
see
is
that the
closer.
units, the reserves are still units, but airlift wings are airlift wings now, so that's damn near it. If that's the one that you just got, then it's probably as close as it gets.
Yeah, I mean that's the one that I just looked at. But yeah, you look at 1978. You know, that's back in the day.
I mean, yeah, I'm using a little bit of artistic license, but that literally was like the first time I built a plane, so I'm going back to that.
Yeah, I can't remember back that far.
And mine was a flying bus.
Yeah, look, you gotta come all the way down to here. It was early 2000s.
Yeah, you remember it was like 99 when we were watching wrestling.
I know, but I didn't realize it was 2000. I mean, I thought it was in an.
Excuse me. Let me say this right. Maverick Incorporated and the newly formed NAS Systems. It would be NAS Aerosystems. Yes, are about to have their 20th anniversary. It actually is true because, like, you look at the contractor sheets. When did your company start up?
Oh my goodness!
Oh my God, dude! Your anniversary is in 9 days. It'll be your 19th year.
Let's see. Where's it at? Oh my goodness! The 15th. The 15th.
This is why we have everybody keep track of their dates. You know, so like you pointing out.
I didn't even realize it. The 15th.
Well, I was using that OAE. I was using that last one that you gave me.
When did? Really? It was November 15th?
It was November 15th, bro. I used the one that you got, and you've been accessing it with this account. It's the one that you messaged me at the forums about, so I'm pretty sure you got this. It's that new one through Gmail. And yes, I can say that because Gmail. Nobody's ever gonna figure it
Where's
out.
the asterisk at? You don't have the asterisk on the legend.
For what?
You got an asterisk by my date.
Oh yeah, because the asterisk is for. Wait, is there no hidden rows in there? No, look all the way at the bottom. Look all the way at the bottom. Check and see if any rows are hidden. Wait, not that far now. Right there, 20, 29, 30, 34. Oh, well, it doesn't matter because I know what the asterisk is for. The asterisk is simply for the fact that your company name changed.
I know what it's for. I wanted to see it say that
Oh,
somewhere.
oh, well, if you want, I could put it in there, you crybaby.
No, I'm just saying. I don't care. I just like I knew that. Okay, yeah. Obviously, I'm the only one that's ever had a company change.
Yeah, you are the only one that ever changed names so far. I mean, I've changed because mine used to be a company and now it's Industries, but that's the only difference I made.
But your the beginning of it never changed.
Yeah. I just didn't think company was all inclusive enough. I mean, and that's why when we formed our company together, SMA, I was like, I wanted to use like aviation because once I started, I was like, oh man, I just want to be an aviationist, man. That's cool. So I'll take that advantage. And we ain't changing that. It ain't
No,
SMA, it's SMA.
of course it is. It will
Which, by the way, is
always and forever will be SMA.
which, by the way, is about time we rolled out a new plane from SMA sometime soon. You know, we haven't done that in a long time.
That might be the next stream. How about that?
All right, we could do that.
We can do that. We'll
We haven't done that in a while, so yeah.
man, what kind of garbage are we gonna build this time?
Well, we got better. You got better ideas now.
I
well,
do. It's not that I don't. It's just that
what garbage are we gonna build this time? Oh my god!
I mean, we always take it one step too far. And I shouldn't say that. We always take it like 10 steps too far, and half the time it turns into something that we just need to throw away.
Well, I know that's because that's the thing. When we got it cool. We just need to stop. I mean, even if it is only five steps into the plane, we just got to stop. We don't have to keep trumping each other. Like, oh, I got this idea. I mean, if you got an idea, it's one thing. But if it's taking it too far, it's just like, okay, put the idea on the next.
Because I mean, we put the straw through the other one. Like, come on, like we were stretching it. I mean, it worked. It worked. I'm not saying it didn't. And then what about Blade Wing?
Blade Runner was hot.
I mean, that one flew.
It's hot. That cool little one we got that actually is a flying wing with a cylinder on the bottom that I got the pictures of that I featured because that one is one of the coolest planes ever. I don't know how the hell that thing works, but it's great.
Exactly. It just got. Well, see, that's another thing. We just kept adding and doing, and it's like.
Yeah, but that one's basic. That one is really, really basic.
Yeah, but it was not.
Dude, even in the ledger, I've only got like 7 steps. It's only got like 7 steps.
Yeah, it went 7 too far.
What did you want to do?
I have no idea. I don't remember back that far.
Our biggest problem, people, is we don't name them. That's our biggest problem. Blade Wing and Nexus and Scarab were like the only 4 planes we named. There's another one. I'm forgetting it. But we only named 4 of them. And we've produced like 12. So we really need to step up our game. I mean, granted, some of them aren't worthy of having a name. But, I mean, at least it's better than calling it 1PJ.
1 pajama, 2 pajama, 3 pajama.
I have to take a look. I can take it. I don't have a ledger. I need to put my books right here so I've got them at the hand all the time. That's another thing.
Right.
Since you're organizing, make sure all of your notes are like handy when you get organized.
What are you talking about?
Right here.
What are you talking about?
Well, okay, yeah, the sheets are, but unfortunately, SMA products aren't. Oh, I suppose I need to do that now, don't I?
What?
All the SMA products ought to be in the sheets somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's your job.
Shut up, fool.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
They're bloody in there somewhere. Actually, I think they're in aircraft. Aren't they? Aren't they in aircraft now? Yes, they are.
What are you talking about?
If you open up the aircraft sheet, there's a tab. There's a new tab on it that says Rundown Dimensions SIL lineage, IVPAC lineage, and then SMA
Oh,
lineage.
Hammerhead.
Yeah, Hammerhead.
Yeah, but they got nothing. Serwin.
Yeah, that was like one of the latest ones we did. Yeah. But you see all those spaces in between.
Serwin.
Plenty of them.
Where did we come up with that?
I don't know. You tell me. Oh wait, no. That's a combination of something.
It was. It was two words that we put together.
Cervix and Windows?
No, was it Cheerwine and...
It's Cheerwine without the H and the E.
Was it...
I don't know. It is...
Serwin.
God, that's lame.
Sir... I don't... Was it a combination of like Cinder and...
No, I think it really is like we were goofing around with Cheerwine at this time because your ass was doing Cheerwine, so we came up with that. The name stuck. A lot that you mentioned, I think that's exactly.
I think it was. I was drinking Cheerwine and...
God.
I think that's what it was. And somehow it came out as Serwin.
Needless to say, the next time it was going to be a little bit better than that. Although the name's not bad, it really isn't.
And that's why we did it that way, because it doesn't. That way, it doesn't look like Cheerwin.
Here's the other thing, folks, is like you get to do these and Robert OAE, you guys could jump in on this too. Actually, it'd be really cool if we could do this. Like if we get them involved.
I mean, again, we can always, if you guys, add on Skype, then we can.
Then you guys.
I can design the layout for 4 people on Skype, and we can all stream.
5 because KA will jump in.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've technically already got 5 windows. I could just shrink them down.
And here's the thing: you have to prepare for like a party line because maybe eventually if we get like people in this, look the fuck out. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. So that's the other thing that I'm going to work on is getting a phone number for people to call in that'll actually be, all IP. So basically, they'll call into a phone number and it'll ring on the computer. We answer it. Kind of like Magic Jack, but not like Magic Jack.
Right.
It'll just be software on the phone or on the computer. And then we can use, obviously, our current setup to take the calls and then go from there. And then beat the cat for walking on the plains. Oh. I was so close. I was so close.
So anyway, good show, people. Thanks for showing up.
Yes, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate everybody.
The notes. OAE, get with me on making sure that you have the stuff. Robert, we'll get you hooked up here. I'll message you. And by all means, like I said, Mark, try to get the roundels. Get the damn calendar app, people. All of you, please. Get the calendar app. It makes it so much easier. We can reference good flights. We can reference your numbers, everything like that we need to know. You're going to want to have it. I mean, you just want to have it. It works out so well. If you can, take a picture. Take a video if you can. Hell, just get out there and fly. But
Where is it?
If you don't have your planes labeled, it's obviously okay, especially for UAE because you only got the one base. But try to get your planes fin coded. It's kind of cool to see them with their fin codes on. And when you get the roundels, you can realize, Mark, it's for you too, especially though. I mean, if you get a chance to do it, you can actually add little badges on there, which makes it really cool.
Yeah.
I guess he's like he's checking out how possible it is, how we can do it. But yeah, yeah. As long as you got like OE will make sure that you got the sheets. All the sheets are like up there. I mean, I know unless you change accounts on me again, we should be good there. Robert, once we get you in, I'll give you the access to them so you can have them, assuming you have an account for something like that. I'll need 2 other numbers out of you, but again, I'll message you about this.
Yeah.
Mark, we got anything else for him?
No. So yeah, I mean, next week we should be same time. Same time, not I mean not the same time as this week, obviously, but it should be around 9:30 Eastern time. So um, we should be rocking and rolling. I shouldn't have any holdups next week. Um,
He says it now, but
well, yeah.
he didn't
I
expect
mean
to have that.
tonight was obviously like it doesn't normally happen that way. So um, yeah, it was definitely what I like to call a fluke.
Right.
Uh, which is something I use at work, anyways. I don't know, fluke.
Well, these things happen. I mean, we've been pretty
Yeah,
good about scheduling lately, and which is a lot better than the past,
yeah,
and we
we,
apologize about that. But we're late this time. We won't be late next time,
yeah,
as
and
far as
and
we
you,
know.
and we're definitely gonna, you know what, I'm definitely gonna have to figure out, maybe get a Twitter account or something like that. Um, unless we already have one, I haven't even paid attention. Do we have a Twitter account?
I have not given us one yet. We do need to do that because again,
So,
some way to
cause
post quick flights would be great.
you know,
We do have the Facebook page. Y'all can post on there.
y not, yeah. I mean, I don't honestly get on Facebook that much.
I don't either, but we have
Um,
to have that kind of presence.
Well, yes, but the thing is, there's not. I'm not saying against it, but we could definitely use other social media as well.
Oh yeah, most
Um,
likely.
so something that I just thought of because I use it and I have it on my phone and I actually use it quite a bit is I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Discord. I know you are, Dave.
Yeah.
Um, but I can actually work on creating a channel and creating a server in Discord and then posting up the link and adding you guys to it, and then that way if we're running late or behind, one of us can post in Discord, um, and it will notify you guys saying whether or not we're going to be late or if the show was canceled for some unforeseen reason, due to an emergency or something like that.
Right.
Um,
Right. Good idea.
and we can actually, if you want to, we can post the link to the stream, and if you guys want to share it or whatever, to anybody that who's interested in the paper aircraft, then you can start spreading the word that way too. And then you can invite them to the channel. We can start posting in there during the week and stuff on Discord, because Discord's usually a pretty good active place to kind of share stuff.
Right.
And we can also do voice chat. We can set up a voice channel in there that can be restricted to depending on what you want. So, that's probably the route that I'm gonna go with it, to just because it's easier, as far as communicating.
Hey, no, that's a good idea. That works. That works.
Um,
Probably a better way to get a group of us together too.
yes, so I can at least get all the audio with no issues that way. Um, and then I can just work on getting video from every source, and then clipping it into Skype or into OBS.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna do the research on that probably within the next week or so, and figure out how to do multiple Skype sessions within OBS, because
Yeah.
I might have to do it as separate chats. Each individual person has their own chat with me or something like that, their own video chat, and then I just take that stream and then upload it into the software.
Hell yeah. See, that sounds cool. All right.
Instead of all doing one big call.
We've got your one big call, which taxes like the internet on our links and stuff.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, my internet and my computer can handle multiple video streams all at once. And honestly, I don't even have to have the video stream up. I can set it up to where I don't even have to have it up.
Well, we all can do that.
Well, I'm talking about for the OBS to work and to stream it out. Because right now I have to have yours. I have it set up that way because it's just easier. But right now I have to have yours up on. Well, I can't really point, but I have to have it up on this screen over here because I'm sharing that desktop.
Okay.
To OBS, which is where you can see, yourself in that box right there.
That box right there?
Yeah. So.
That was quick, OA. Thanks for that.
So
you can make sure, of course, that your base. Sorry, Mark, but make sure that your base over there at Stearns is in the proper location too.
Right. Yeah, make sure. Yeah, we should put a little dot there so I can come get you. Yeah. So I mean, I can't put anything up on this other monitor over here, which isn't really hindering now that I have the big TV. As you can tell, we were able to transition back and forth between the sheets and everything else. But if I do it the other way, where I'm just using the actual EXE of Skype as the program that I want it listed as, then I can actually have probably multiple, for this one and then this one and then the one over here that I can't point to. And then yours, which is right here, which I can't really point to either. And then, of course, mine. Then we could probably have 5, 6, 8 people, video chatting. And they would just be smaller boxes. Obviously, I just have to reformat it.
Really small boxes.
Have the smaller boxes. Or have them all stacked on top of each other, like this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over here have like picture of the plane and the paper aircraft weekly, the topics, and then have below that have like the pictures of the planes, and then have all the video channels on this side going down.
Yeah.
And they would just be smaller boxes. I mean, we could do it that, or we could do it all along the top, put the logo at the top, it just depends on how we want to do it, how I work on the layout. If either one of you are good at Photoshop or After Effects, let me know. I haven't really taken the time to mess with that stuff because we really want to work on a logo. I should say more so like a banner setup and logos for the stream.
We do have a weird look when it comes to people streaming. If any of you've and I'm sure some of the people have watched any of the new videos where there's a little dude talking in the corner of the screen and stuff like that. We don't do that. So we're really anti that right now. We probably shouldn't be, but actually this is our trademark, so this works pretty well.
Well, yeah, I mean this is pretty much a talk show, so I mean it's kind of the route we're going.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that said, thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Yep.
And always remember to keep them flying.